Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. It is that time of the month again. It is time for monthly makeup faves and fails, my winners and losers for the month of May. I like to keep these videos to 5 winners and 1 or 2 losers that unfortunately I encountered during the month. I will have my monthly makeup ranking video linked in a pinned comment in case you want to go back and revisit some of those videos. And later in the month of June, I will recap all of the makeup I tried during the month of May and give you guys some speed reviews after I've had a little bit more time to try those products. So definitely be on the lookout for that. If it is your first time here on my channel, let me just say hello and welcome to everybody and invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you are a fan of monthly makeup ranking videos, or you just want to see what's good and what's not, give this video a thumbs up before you go. If you guys want to see what made the top of my list and lined the bottom for the month of May, keep on watching. So the month of May has been an extremely busy month, not just makeup wise, but also for me personally. For those of you that don't know, I have been an educator for the past 18 years at the high school level, at the college level, and I retired, not officially retired because I'm not at the age of retirement yet, but I have decided to retire from public school teaching and just focus on this YouTube channel and really try to grow my small business here. So that has taken up a lot of my time. I've been, I think, a little less active maybe here on YouTube during the month of May, but I am officially done. I am officially done. These are my first couple days as a retiree and I am feeling so excited. I feel just so refreshed and ready for this new journey. So I tried a lot of makeup. I tried a lot of makeup in the month of May. I am focusing on things that made a great first impression and kind of things that I've had to try out a couple times already. You won't see some of the newest stuff, like the stuff I've tried out maybe within the last week or so. I might leave that for June if it makes the June favorites. But let's start first with an eyeshadow palette, because I have a couple eyeshadow palettes in this video. An eyeshadow palette that I know a lot of you have really had your eye on. You've been buying, and thank you so much for those of you who have used my code. But this eyeshadow palette, I think, really just got the summer season going, and I am talking about Citrus Punch from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This palette was sent to me in PR. This brand, Simply Posh Cosmetics, is local to me here in South Texas in the Rio Grande Valley, and I am always going to be a supporter, a fan of this brand, because not only are they here in my local area, but they also make amazing makeup, and they do their eyeshadow palettes extremely well. They always have beautiful, well thought out color stories, and their eyeshadow palettes are typically around this size. So this is an 18 pan palette. You get 2 rows of all mattes and 1 row of shimmers that include some duo and multi-chromes. All of this for, I think this is under 50 bucks. I do have a code with them. It is Steff. It's an affiliate code, and it'll give you 10% off of your order. So thank you so much to those of you who have used my code to get you some Simply Posh Cosmetics in your stash. I want to hear from you guys that have bought this palette. What have you been thinking of it? If this doesn't scream summer, I don't know what palette does. I mean, this is going to get you into that summer mood. As I am filming this, it is Memorial Day weekend. I mean, the unofficial start of summer, right? This palette for me is just summer, fun in the sun, beach days. I mean, I just love it. Everything in this palette, all of the shadows perform so well. I love the cover art on it, and I couldn't be more happy than to support one of my local brands, Simply Posh Cosmetics. Y'all did a great job with this one. So the next eyeshadow palette that I have to share with you that made my May favorites list comes to us from Alter Ego, and this is their Midsummer palette. This palette is inspired by the ABH Nouveau palette, which ABH has a new palette coming out. I forget the name of it. Starts with an O. Is it Odyssey? I forget the name of it. I might get that one, but I haven't enjoyed up until their recent palettes their new formula. So like from Nouveau, and then they did like the Rose Metals one. I haven't had a good experience, so I skipped out on the Rose Metals. And I'm wanting to say that they have some new formulas in this new palette that's coming out, so maybe I'll go for that one. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm not entirely sure. But with this palette, the Midsummer palette, this palette retails for $17. And I do have a code with them. And I think my code is Steff or Steff10. And that will give you 10% off of the already amazing price point of this palette. This palette performs, for me, so much better than Nouveau did. Nouveau just, I felt like I got muddiness on my eyes. I didn't feel like the mattes were blending out that well. The shimmers were really lackluster for me, but this palette is a totally different story. Now, it's an inspired palette, so the shades are going to be very similar to what is in Nouveau, but for me, this was there. I got the performance out of this $17 palette that I was expecting from Nouveau, which is like a $52 palette or $48 palette. I mean, they're beautiful color stories, don't get me wrong, but this palette definitely outperforms that one. So if you were wondering about Nouveau, I am here to tell you that didn't work for me at all. I know some of you have mentioned that as well. Midsummer from Alter Ego is aces. And if you're wanting to pick it up, I believe it is still in stock. Cute little, you know, cover art. It is that cardboard packaging. Of course, the Nouveau palette from ABH, nicer packaging, but at the end of the day, nobody is going to know that you're wearing a $17 eyeshadow palette versus a $52 eyeshadow palette. So save some money, grab Midsummer, and thank me later. Now, another winner for the month of May comes as a recommendation from not just you guys, but just like so many members of the beauty community. I think I am the last person to try this setting powder, and I bought it during the Sephora VIB sale, and I don't regret this purchase. It is the Givenchy powder. This is their Prisme Libre matte powder, and it is in the shade 1. This is a 4-color powder, so you have blue, green, lilac in there, and a little bit kind of like a purple and a lilac, you know. It is a good powder. This keeps me matte. It is smoothing, it is blurring, it sits really well under the eyes. I hate the price tag, that's why I waited to buy it during the Sephora VIB sale, but I think you can find this in a mini size. So thank you to all of you who recommended it. I hate that it's very expensive. I don't review a lot of luxury makeup here on my channel. If I'm reviewing luxury makeup, it's typically like a foundation or a concealer, some type of complexion product. So I took a chance. I took everybody's recommendation. I bought into all of the hype, and the hype is real. This powder is amazing. I just use a little triangular puff to apply. I get these puffs from like Shop Miss A and Temu. They're super cheap, but that's how I apply my setting powders, and this one is a winner. I'm sure it'll last me a long time. I'm sure it'll last me till at least another sale at Sephora, but yeah, this one definitely deserves the hype around it. So speaking of complexion products, I tried the new Natasha Denona Hy-Glam Concealer and Corrector, and I love them. I love them both. I've been using them together. I've been using the corrector underneath other concealers. I've been using the concealer by itself, trying it with different setting powders, and I think they are fantastic. went to my local Ulta to see, because I ordered 2 sets of these. I wanted to see which one was gonna come in first. My Ulta order, which I placed first and had like the rush shipping on, that was severely delayed. So I didn't even open those products, and I told myself, you know what, I'm gonna go and see if I can try and exchange it for a lighter shade in the concealer, because I got shade L3. This is a little dark on me, so I do want to pick up shade L2. I think L2 is going to work better for me, but this is a very lightweight concealer. It gives good coverage. The corrector over here I got in the lightest shade. That is fine, no issues with that, but I would like to get a lighter shade in this concealer. I think it does a really good job under the eye area. I always like to powder down my under eye area, but you might not feel the need to do so. I feel like it's a hydrating concealer that kind of does set itself a little bit, but again, I'm always going to use this with a little bit of setting powder. I like the coverage of it. I think Natasha Denona did a great job, and she released 50 different shades in the concealer and 6 different shades in the corrector. All of the correctors are going to be more like peach tone correctors so that they can camouflage any darkness on the complexion. I am hoping that maybe later on she comes out with some green and blue and maybe purple color correctors, even a yellow one, so that way those correctors can help correct other areas of the complexion like redness, dark spots, so on and so forth. But I think she has a winner on her hands. I am waiting. I know she has a new eyeshadow palette coming out. It looks beautiful. It looks very similar to the new one from Nomad Cosmetics. I am going to probably be ordering that new palette along with the 3 eyeliners, because I do have a couple of her gel eyeliners and they perform really well. So be expecting a video on that as soon as I can get my hands on it. But if you are wondering about her concealers, I do feel they lean on a little bit on the darker side. See if your local Sephora or Ulta has them in stock so you can go in and swatch them. But I think if you pick these up, I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all. She really has a good product with the corrector and the concealer. And my last favorite of May 2023 has to be these new ones from Give by Gwen Stefani. So Give launched a contour bronzer duo, which is this one right here. I mean, how cute is this packaging? Adorable. I think it's just all of the packaging of all of her products has just been so cute and just so spot on. Everything just coordinates so well. This is your cream contour, and then this is going to be a powder bronzer. This is actually the lightest shade. I got the first 2 lightest shades, but this one that I have out, this one is called Heatin Up. This contour is a little bit more, I would say all of the contour shades to me look more neutral tone than they do cool tone. I would have liked to have seen this a little bit more cool tone, but for somebody like me that really doesn't reach for contour all that often, I really don't mind the shade. For me, I'm going to treat this as a cream bronzer, and then I'm going to set it with the powder bronzer. I think this is a good shade for me. I think the next shade up, which I don't have it in front of me to show you, I think it's called Toastin'. I think that is a good shade on me, but anything higher than that would be just a little bit too dark. But she has a really nice formula, easy to work with, easy to blend, a cute little compact here. I love it. I know some of you were saying you wish this had like the little lip. I do too. I think that would have preserved the cream a little bit longer, but I am happy with them. I think these retail for about $30. I'll have them, of course, linked in the description box along with everything else. She also released 3 new highlighters. I got the first 2 highlighters. The third one was just going to be too dark for me, but this is the lightest one, and this is my favorite. This one is called Platinum Cowgirl. I just swirl my brush all around and then apply it to the cheekbones. This reminds me so much of the Bobbi Brown shimmer bricks. Those are a higher price tag. I want to say those shimmer bricks are pushing $50. These are only about $30. I think all of the Give by Gwen Stefani products are very reasonably priced. They're kind kind of similar in price point to Rare Beauty, which I find Rare Beauty to be extremely good makeup at a very affordable price point given Sephora price standards. So I'm liking this. I'm liking everything that Give is giving us. I think it is true. The packaging and everything is true to who Gwen Stefani is and her style, what she represents, and I couldn't be more happy with these two new products. And last but not least, my fail for the month of May, which I think is going to come as a shock to a lot of you. I know it's coming as a shock to me because I just had higher expectations for this, especially given the price tag. I did purchase this myself, even though I am an affiliate with this company. I am talking about the Adept Cosmetics Ketracel White palette. So this is a multi-purpose palette. You can use this as highlighter because you have two cream products right here, and then you have these two powder products over here. So the creams were definitely the standout for me in this palette. I thought they performed really well as a highlighter. These two powder shades were, I know some of you had said, Steph, you gotta use like each stripe on their own, but those are some really narrow stripes, and I wanted just to swipe with my finger and then swipe it onto the lid like I've seen so many people do on Instagram, and it didn't work that way for me. And I wanted to swipe it and then swatch it like that, and it didn't work that way for me. It came out green, which I don't mind. I love green, but I mean, this is kind of like the star of the show, and it just kind of fell short for me. The same thing with this one. This is like a pastel version of this rainbow highlighter over here. I don't know. I love Adept Cosmetics. I do have an affiliate code with them. I believe it is Steff or Steff10. It's in the description box along with the rest of my affiliate codes and links. I don't know. I was just expecting more from this palette, and it was like $58. It was a higher price tag for 4 shades. I know they're specialty shades. I know Adept Cosmetics, they make beautiful palettes. Like, I have not encountered an eyeshadow palette that I am not completely in love with. Everything that I've gotten from them has worked so well, but this one unfortunately missed the mark for me. Let me know if you picked this one up. What has your experience been with it? Have you had a similar experience to mine? I am hoping that those of you who bought this have had a much better time with it than I have. Let me know what you recommend when applying this one from Adept Cosmetics. Okay guys, and with that, we wrap up May faves and fails, my winners and losers for the month of May. I like to keep these videos short, sweet, and to the point. Let me know what some of your favorite products were for the month of May, or what were some of your loser products. What are some things that we need to stay away from? Sound off in the comments down below. If you're curious about this makeup look, I believe you guys have seen it already. It is using the new Dose of Colors She's a 10 eyeshadow palette. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. I'm going to see y'all very soon. Bye.